The first rays of sunlight filtered through Mia's lace curtains, painting golden stripes on her cluttered bedroom floor. She knelt beside her bed, her small hands trembling as she gently tucked Snowbell, a fluffy white kitten with a silver bell collar, into the oversized pocket of her hoodie. "Shh, stay quiet today," Mia whispered, her voice barely audible over the kitten's soft purring. The walls around her were a patchwork of crayon drawings, scribbled cats with giant eyes and lopsided smiles, and a single framed photo of her father, his face gaunt but smiling, cradling Snowbell as a newborn. Downstairs, her mother's voice sliced through the calm. "Mia, the school bus comes in 5 minutes!" Panicking, Mia shoved Snowbell's half-empty food bowl under her bed, where it clinked against a forgotten juice box. She paused at the kitchen door, her eyes lingering on a wilted sunflower in a chipped vase, her dad's favorite. Without thinking, she darted into the backyard, plucked a fresh sunflower from the overgrown garden, and tied it to her backpack with a frayed hair ribbon. The bell on Snowbell's collar jingled faintly as Mia sprinted to the bus stop, her heart pounding like a trapped bird. The alley beside 3rd Street Elementary was unnervingly quiet, the usual chatter of kids replaced by the distant hum of an idling engine. Mia slowed her steps, one hand instinctively cupping Snowbell's hidden form in her hoodie pocket. The kitten pawed playfully at a loose thread, her tiny claws snagging the fabric. "Stop it! You'll get us caught!" Mia giggled, bending down to tie her untied shoelace. As she fumbled with the laces, a shadow stretched across the pavement, long, distorted, and unmistakably human. Before she could turn, a gloved hand shot out, yanking Snowbell from her pocket. Mia's scream tore through the air, raw and primal, as the kitten's silver bell clattered to the ground. The van door slammed shut with a metallic clang, tires screeching as it vanished around the corner. Mia scrambled to her knees, her palms scraped raw from the asphalt, clutching the bell like a lifeline. A memory flashed, her father, pale and frail in his hospital bed, pressing Snowbell into her hands. "You're her hero now," he'd whispered. Now, staring at the empty alley, Mia's tears dripped onto the bell. Her whispered, "I'm sorry," echoing into the void. Mia's sneakers pounded the cracked sidewalks, her breath coming in ragged gasps as she followed the serpentine trail of oil stains left by the van. The sun climbed higher, burning away the morning chill, but Mia felt only icy dread. She tacked homemade missing posters to lampposts, Snowbell's wide-eyed photos staring back at her, and barged into a dingy corner store, demanding answers from a stooped shopkeeper. "A rusty van? Yeah, headed west," he grunted, not looking up from his crossword. West led her to a derelict playground, its swings creaking like ghosts in the wind. A faint meow echoed from a storm drain. Mia dropped to her knees, clawing at the grate until her fingers bled. It was only a feral cat, hissing and wild-eyed. Then, a guttural growl, a mangy stray dog emerged from behind a slide, teeth bared. Mia froze, her back pressed against a graffiti-strewn wall as the dog circled her. A flashback seized her. Her father's funeral, raindrops mixing with her tears as she clung to Snowbell's warmth. The dog lunged. Mia screamed, but it veered at the last second, snatching a rat from the weeds. Trembling, she ran, her notebook of clues fluttering to the ground like a wounded bird. The oil stains ended at a sagging house, its paint peeling like sunburnt skin. Mia's pulse roared in her ears as she pushed open the splintered gate. Inside, the air reeked of catnip and mildew. The walls plastered with yellowed photos of kittens, all white, all with blue eyes. In the center of the room, Mr. Evans hunched in a threadbare armchair, Snowbell curled in his lap. "You shouldn't be here," he rasped, his voice cracked with age. Mia lunged, but he blocked her, his grip surprisingly strong. "They took my Bella," he whispered, thrusting a faded Polaroid at her, a kitten identical to Snowbell. "Kids threw rocks at her, left her collar on my doorstep." Mia's fists clenched, but then she noticed the tremble in his hands, the tear tracks on his cheeks. Slowly, she pulled her father's photo from her pocket. "He's gone too," she said, her voice breaking. Mr. Evans' eyes met hers, and for a heartbeat, the room felt smaller, the air thicker. "I just wanted to hear the bell again," he murmured, stroking Snowbell's fur. Mia's anger dissolved like sugar in rain. Snowbell's bell jingled as Mr. Evans placed her into Mia's arms, his hands lingering for a moment. "She's yours," he said, voice frayed. Mia hesitated, then reached into her backpack, pulling out the sunflower. "You can visit her," she said, tucking the flower into his wrinkled palm. "Bring Bella's photo." The walk home felt endless, Snowbell's warmth seeping through Mia's hoodie. Her mother waited on the porch, face pale with fury. "Where were you?" Mia swallowed the truth, the lie sour on her tongue. "Field trip? Ran late." That night, she curled under her blankets, Snowbell purring softly against her chest. In her diary, she scrawled, "Monsters are just people who got lost in the dark. Maybe we can bring them back." Outside her window, the moon hung low, casting silver light on the sunflower now blooming in Mr. Evans's garden. Weeks later, Mia pedaled her bike past Mr. Evans' house, Snowbell peeking from her basket. The old man knelt in his garden, dirt staining his overalls, as he planted sunflowers in crooked rows. Bella's photo hung from a string beside his window, swaying in the breeze. Mia rang her bike bell twice, their secret signal, and Mr. Evans waved, a shy smile cracking his weathered face. That night, she found a tiny silver bell on her windowsill, its sound sweeter than before. At school, when classmates whispered about the creepy kidnapper, Mia stayed silent, fingering the bell in her pocket. Some truths were too fragile for words. On the anniversary of her father's death, she placed a fresh sunflower on his grave. Snowbell curled at her feet. "I kept my promise," she whispered. Somewhere down the street, a wind chime tinkled, a melody of bells and hope, soft but unbroken.